A good Sunday morning to you inside the Suburban Ford 7 Sports Cave. I am Brad Galli, and what a packed show we have for you today. Mike Stone, Matt Dery, it's great to have you guys here with us. What should we talk about?
BG. Your sock game? What about your sock game?
What do you think, the Players' Championship you mentioned earlier? The
Well,
Sox
let's
are
compare
here?
the Sox.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wait, the Tigers. 11 losses in their last 12 games. We'll get into the handshakes and the, hey, it's great to be around each other, but people are furious right now.
They are. They should be.
Everyone wants to point fingers when teams lose. A lot of the fingers right now are being directed at the manager.
Well, look,
should they be?
Yeah, they should be directed at him, but it's not just him. You could start with the ownership. I mean, Justin Upton's contract, you could go on and on. Some of the guys that they brought in here have started off good, but that bullpen, I mean, we thought we had a decent bullpen, and now all of a sudden it looks like 2015 all over again.
Right. It's the annual ritual, Matt.
I think when you look at everything, Ausmus is going to get let go.
Right, and he should.
Win or lose probably tomorrow. Win or lose today probably tomorrow because you're starting up a homestand. Where Monday morning, Phil Gardner should be gone. That's
right.
what you said many years ago.
Damn right.
But you got Philadelphia and Minnesota and winnable games. Tampa Bay, I think they're all coming in.
Right.
So it could be if they let Vizquel run the show or McClendon or something like that up from Toledo for the next few weeks. It's a homestand and it's against some teams, so it'll make it look good. With that being said, this is not guys all on him.
No.
Is he a good manager? No. But you know what? What's he supposed to do when Anibal Sanchez is a $17 million 5-and-fly pitcher? 5-and-fly pitcher. That's all he is. He can go 5. Is that Brad? Brad's supposed to take him out after 5?
I mean, yeah. I mean, yesterday his pitch count was at like 60. He couldn't take him out.
No. Yesterday had nothing to do with Ausmus.
Right.
Mark Lowe is your setup guy. And in December, when Al Avila won Executive of the Year in December, and everybody just went, oh, yeah. Avila's so great. Give him the award.
Finally good. Here we go.
Mark Lowe?
People wanted to get their Justin Wilson jerseys, and he would look great. And all of a sudden,
I like him.
I
He's
thought it
having
was
a
a
rough
good
period
move.
right
I
now,
understand
but
that.
he's okay.
But it's even guys like Verhagen. All of a sudden, everybody's struggling in that bullpen right now.
Justin Verlander goes on the air the other night, the post-game show, and says, listen, I guarantee I'm going to turn things around. It's ready. I'm set. I'm here. The Justin Verlander you've expected is going to be here. 2 great outings ever since then, and then the bullpen implodes. It's not all on Brad Ausmus, but somebody has to take the blame. Something has to change.
Here's the bullpen stats.
Oh, the
You
glasses
ready?
are on, Matt.
Well, I got to read because I'm an old guy. Last 9 games for the bullpen.
Take those off.
Their ERA, I can't see. Their ERA is 11.86 with a 2.27 WHIP. 10 of 19 runners that they inherited have scored. It's horrible.
Look.
And that's only part of the problem.
Right.
What's the best example of a bad team? When they pitch well, they don't hit. When they hit, they don't pitch well.
Verlander goes 8 innings, allows 1 run on 4 hits the other night, and they lose.
Right, and look, and that's a night where the pitching was very good.
He pitched great the night before his last start,
I
too.
will say this, the way they are built, they're going to score runs. And yes, I hate to use this phrase, and I'll use it. When the weather warms up, they will score more runs. Miguel Cabrera will not continue like this where he's a glorified singles hitter. With that being said, when you're 24th out of 30 teams in ERA, you saw that coming down the road.
Right.
Verlander is not worth the money he's being paid. It's too much. Sanchez, it's too much. Zimmerman's been really good. But other than that, when you get the bullpen and this staff, it's taxing on everybody when you're constantly out playing from behind and you're not stopping people. Why are the Phillies, where you grew up, having success? Why are the White Sox having success?
Well, I think the White Sox have a good team. The Phillies have these
they're
young guys
pitching.
that are
pitching. They're
pitching.
4th in ERA.
I know.
They're pitching. You have to have pitching. And the Tigers don't have pitching, and that's not going to change for a while.
Straightening it back out, when people look at that lineup, that's where the frustration comes from. When you see, okay, they can produce runs, they've put so much money into this team, something has to give.
Well, last night's
ultimately, is Ausmus gone this week?
Yes,
Do you think that happens?
Yes, because he is in charge. Is it his fault? No, look, he made some bonehead moves over this week. I mean, pinch hitting Victor Martinez when even he says he knew Dusty was going to walk him, then why do you do it?
And you waste the spot.
That was
The
mind-boggling.
Castellanos thing, first of all, I would have taken a chance on playing him in left field that game just for the hell of it, just to keep his
You and I
batting
were
alive.
talking about that the night before.
And what's happened since he had game that day off? He's had, I think, 1, maybe 2
He's
hits.
1 for 12,
yeah.
right?
So,
Yeah.
I mean, he made the lineup adjustment, which seemed to be cool early. Upton and J.D. Martinez. J.D. Martinez looks lost right now, except for the home run he hit the other night. It's a bad mix. Even Miggy, the bomb last night was great, but what did he do when he had the bases loaded earlier in the game? He hit no double play.
4-6-3. I also
and
think
they still look like a softball team at times with the the 3rd and 4th guys just clog up the bases because Victor
Anthony Ghost, Justin Upton striking out every time they're up there.
Anthony Ghost is terrible, but okay, Savior Cameron Mabum's coming.
I also think too they're not this bad. This is not a terrible team. Are the Orioles this good that they won 7 in a row and look like world beaters?
home,
No.
they're good.
Are the Tigers 11 out of 12 losers? No. I think they're better. with that being said, that's why you have to make the change too, is that number one, they're underachieving.
Right.
Number two, you can't fire the players. And number three, they still miss cutoff men and they still make outs on the bases.
God.
And that comes from the manager.
You brought up the Phillies as an example, and I think if you look at all the contracts, and Mike Foss, who's going to join us in just a few minutes, he pulled up basically the big deals that are sitting there. Miguel Cabrera, 8 years, $240 million left. Justin Verlander, 4 at 112. I mean, Justin Upton, Anibal Sanchez. If you're going to blow this thing up and prevent yourselves from being the Phillies with all of these big fat contracts, who do you move first? Who can you move first?
Well,
Is Ian Kinsler a guy?
Well,
that
can.
people will
It's,
take?
it's like, Miguel Cabrera. Who's going to take him? You think they're going to be people going to take that
The
contract?
money only goes up and up throughout the
Right.
years, too.
That's the problem.
There's one team that'll take him. David Ortiz comes off the books in Boston after
Right.
the season. There's one man that will take him.
who signed
Dave
that deal
Dave
with him.
Dombrowski. Right.
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 But so to say, when Prince Fielder was signed, I remember I was working with Mike and Terry at that time, and I said, "Oh my gosh, this is a dumb contract. No one will ever
one will
take
take
it."
it, right.
And the Rangers took it. I bet Dombrowski would take Cabrera.
Justin Verlander, you try to trade him.
Verlander, forget it. Who's taking that?
Right.
And
Even though-
Justin Upton, he can opt out after 2017. Why would
Please.
Justin Upton?
He's not going to opt out. He won't opt out.
Right. He's making $22 million for the next
Nobody's gonna
6
take
years.
him.
It's a headache. It's a headache like we
It's
haven't
everywhere.
seen here.
Even some of their good young McCann, we thought was going to be a really good player.
I mean, he's still
I
coming back
know.
from the ankle.
I understand.
but
He's the
still.
least of their problems.
Defensively, he's still good. He can't hit right. Look at the bottom of that lineup. I mean, Jose Iglesias, you applaud when he gets the ball out of the infield. He hit a home run the other night.
I'm still going to defend the offense. They're going to score runs. They
Eventually.
cannot prevent runs.
The pitching and the way it was assembled is clearly what everybody sits at home. When Mike Pelfrey takes him out every 5 days for this team, getting paid what he's getting paid, I think everyone at home just says, this is a loss. Let's just chalk it up. But with this team, you can't afford to do that. 11 of 12.
And even the times that Pelfrey pitches good, he doesn't get any run support.
I don't understand the scouting department there. I understand with Al Avila, you're a new GM, it's your first offseason, and he moved quickly.
Yeah.
And like I said, the town and the media lathered up in that Avila spread. They went, oh, we love it. Look how fast he's moving. Didn't anybody at the scouting department go, Mike Pelfrey can't get anybody out? Mark Lowe's not a real
They
setup
actually
man.
checked out some analytics on Pelfrey that fit
they
in
threw the
there.
record of numbers
I
out the
like
window.
analytics.
Yeah.
but
I
come
know.
on.
It made no sense to
2
me.
at 16 for him.
How about maybe they should have signed Cespedes instead of Upton?
Yeah, maybe.
We want your thoughts on this. Use the hashtag 7SportsCave on Twitter. We're going to take your tweets live on TV. Mike Foss is going to read them. These guys are going to answer them. We're going to discuss the hot button issues that everybody has with this team, including the manager. The time is ticking on him. Everybody would like to imagine. These guys just said he's going to be out of a job.
Well, you know what else?
This week.
We have not heard one word of support either from Al Avila or Mike Ilitch.
Very true. I mean, he's been hidden.
Not that that means
I don't think-
anything. 'cause sometimes
ownership,
that's the kiss
he
of
doesn't,
death.
he doesn't do much talking.
I know.
That
All right.
happened with the Dombrowski thing last year.
I know.
And by the way, and this is what I would do if I'm the Tigers, and I understand that people want Jim Leland back, or people say, oh, go hire Ron Gardenhire, any of these names that have been out there.
Vizquel, just let him
or
run the team.
Vizquel.
I'd let him run the team.
I would lob a phone call to Torrey Hunter. I would.
Really?
Yes, I would. Absolutely.
People keep pointing at the Twins and saying his leadership gone out of
They're
that
in
room.
the tank since he
Look
left.
at what
The Tigers
happened.
been in the tank since Torrey left. I'd lob a call to him.
That's interesting right there.
I would.
What do you
I don't
think
know if he
about
could
that?
manage,
Well,
but Brad
everybody-
Ausmus was a first-year manager.
Everybody seems to think he's the magic guy because last year the Tigers said, "Oh, we missed Torrey Hunter."
Right.
The Twins say the same thing.
See
Torrey
the-
Hunter.
The Cardinals version, Mike Matheny, bringing a young guy in. Could that work?
I just lob a phone call and see if he'd be interested.
That's the answer that everybody's still searching for. If you do move Ausmus, who's the guy that you bring in to solve the issue? Leland already said he's out. He's not going to be the guy. Rod Gardenhire, people see as this savior before Ausmus was even hired. I mean, where do you go?
I think if they, first of all, the success rate of interim managers once they take over during the season is horrible. There's been a few exceptions. Jim Tracy when he took over for Clint Hurdle, Jeff Torborg and all that. There's been a few. But most of the times when you put an interim manager, nothing's going to happen this year anyway. So I would just give it to Vizquel or maybe McClendon and just let it see. And then at the end of the season, figure out what you want to do.
I'd let Vizquel manage. I would have let him manage at the end of last season, and just to see what he could do. And that way, you had August and September to see if he could do the job. But they elected to keep Brad, and it just hasn't worked. But again, he has a flawed roster. So I mean, when Sanchez is rolling like that last night, what's he supposed to do? Take him out after 5? The guy is a terrific 5-inning pitcher. For $17 million, you got to go longer than 5 innings.
It's been consistently inconsistent, and it doesn't work for a team with a payroll as high as this Tigers
No.
team. We want your thoughts. The tweets are already pouring in. Coming up next inside the Suburban Ford 7 Sports Cave, we have a very special guest inside here to talk about a camp he is offering
Oh yes.
for students in the Detroit area. Joik Bell.
Look at this guy.
Look at him. You're on TV, Joik. Yeah, baby. He's also going to talk about what happened, maybe, and what's next for him. When can we see that dance move in the end zone happening? Not maybe.
Oh,
Brad.
breaking
just got called
news?
I'm
out.
talking about the dance move. We're going to see on the field. It's just the dance moves. See, these are the things we're going to talk about. That's coming up next inside the cave.